Hello friends, welcome back. It's time for another episode of BigDenoPlays Dragon Eclipse. Haven't played this in about a month. I moved house and I painted a big chunk of models. So we've got everything from the first two groups ready to go and painted. And now that I'm finished my big diorama, we'll be able to paint the rest and then get excited for some new games that we've got coming hopefully in the next little while. So yeah, I'll probably forget mostly how to play here, but let's just dive in and see how we go. We are straight back into it. So as I recall, we've done these three. We now have fire and snow or remote knowledge. So let's have a look at fire and snow. Sounds quite cool.
So, what have you gathered so far? Your reality has been visited by a host of creatures calling themselves the Fae. You've already met one of them, a perseverant woman named Skuld. The bits of information found in their camp tell you that the Fae knew about the opening of the portal. So, do they also know how to close it? Besides, the Fae may know the answers to many other troubling questions. There is a chance that they know more about Dragon Guardians, which is increasingly important to you. Since the meeting with the legendary beast, you have been disturbed by nightmares at night and plagued by headaches throughout the day. You start suspecting that you carry an alien being inside your mind. However, you're aware that the Fae may have a different opinion on the dragons, and they may be seeping poison into your ears. Another question is, what exactly has drawn the Fae to your reality? Why have they returned? Do they really want to help people, or was Skuld manipulating the truth? And what exactly is this liberation thing that is so important to them? It is high time you set off. You have learned that you need to head southeast, and the way will take you to the snow-covered mountain ranges. You have read that some mountain tops tend to spit fire like gigantic frogmars. What wouldn't you give to avoid that?
It's an excellent question. We have a powerful and resilient but slow fire enemy. A fire Mystling will be useful. I'm not going to take a fire. I don't really have a good fire Mystling actually. I don't have one at all. I got a Luminesca, kind of fire, brightness. No, so I'm going to stick with the Shade Claw and the Elkhorn because I leveled up the Elkthorn, and it's a beast.
You are about to enter the mountains when you hear the crunch and rattle of sliding stones. You look around to figure out what has happened.
Okay, it's test time. I forget how to do tests. No, we do the item deck. Do we have a fiery thing? We do not. Okay. Alright, so our options are 7 is good. So a 3, 7 or an 8 is even better. And a 3, it's a 6. Surely we won't get a 3 again. Oh, you pass bucket. So, I've got an auguring bracelet. I can add or subtract 2 using this rope. So I'll subtract 2 to go to 7. And we will succeed and go to script F16.
You strain your eyes and, yes, there is someone hiding behind a stone. You clearly see their hair and all of a sudden you recognize Alvin. You call his name and Alvin himself emerges from behind the stone with his Gyadon nestled on his shoulder. He looks embarrassed, but straightens up as he hears your questions. You want to know why I've left Kayberg? He answers with a question of his own. That place is a dead end for me. Backwater with no challenges. How can I develop my skills there? Isn't it better to leave the town and learn from experience? Under your guidance? The best tamer there is?
We do not have the Eager Tamer Part 2 status. So, no, that requirement is not met. Do we let him join us, or do we order him? No, you can join us, little man. I want to be the very best. Gain the Eager Tamer status Part 3. Can't see that, but here it is. Eager Tamer, very good. Go to script F17.
You are relieved to notice that the ground has finally flattened, which is good news after hours of trudging upwards. The area is overgrown with thick dwarf pines. A sudden flash of fire catches your eye, and you spot a regalian hiding among the trees. You approach the regalian that is visibly frightened. Is it because it's never seen a human being before? The creature keeps stamping its hooves and hurling stones around. Its emotions are getting more and more intense because suddenly the creature's tail turns to flames. There is no doubt the creature is getting ready to charge at you.
Charge! Yes, a combat. Cool, because I'd sort of forgotten how combat works. So let's get in. Map 3. Yeah, I've been looking forward to getting back to this game. Been looking forward to it. I have a fire thing. Enemy regalian. Oh my god. If you have Eager Tamer Part 1 and 3, Alvin leaps forward, and the regalian, you can basically fulfill him. If you only have, place the two rightmost action cards on the bottom of your deck. Do not draw. Oh, that is awful. That is awful. We have a bad thing to start with. Okay, I'm going to set this up. All right, we're set up. So, it's just still not quite got that camera angle right. Just looks like it's on a slight angle. All right, well, it is what it is. So we're going to play the young Shadeclaw. So it's got some cool stuff. Foresight. We can take any action card from our discard pile, resolve it, and remove it from play. Great. And we can put some little shadows out on the board. So I'll bring the shadows over here because they look quite cool. And then let's, so 15 health, 5 attack. Go, little guy. And he's allowed to have 2 air. So the reason why that's cool is because I got some really good air cards. I got some shinies. 1, 2, 3. Don't be the shiny. 4. Unfortunately, because of our friend Alvin and his Eager Tamer, we placed the 2 rightmost action cards on the bottom of our deck. So these 2 are done. But we replenish them soon. Here's our Shadeclaw. We set up, where do we set up? I think we set up here. And then, did I show off my Shadeclaw? There he is. And then the Regalian. So this one was actually painted by Mossy. Mossy painted this one for us. What a legend. Okay, let's go. All right, we're starting the combat. So I've only got 2 choices for which one we're going to do. I'll just shuffle these. Boom. I guess we'll play a Shadow Puppet, which is going to gain us 2 power. And that says place 1 shadow in range 2 or move. So we'll place a shadow right here. So the shadow has 1 health, 3 attack, and 1 move. Enemies treat shadows as I'll have to double check, but I think they treat them as summons. So they're treated like an enemy. Cool, that's going to be the end of our turn. We will replenish here. I'm just going to go and reread summons because, as I said, it's been a while. Double Raising Contrast. Give me my cool shiny card, you mug. Oh, nice. All right, I'll check. I'll be back. Boo, he doesn't work like this one. That's only used by the enemies. Boo. So what we get instead is these abilities, so we can spend power to have shadows deal damage. It's okay. Would have been good. Cool, so that's it. So now the enemy goes. So he's going to do this square. Cleanse all, attack. So attack is an attack 2. He doesn't have range. It's not a ranged attack. And so he is out of range. And then he blinks 3 away from us. 1, 2, 3 is equidistant. So that is fine. That is activated. We are done. Our turn, Raising Contrast. So yeah, I think we will do a Raising Contrast, which is 1, 2, 3. So we could move each shadow by up to 2 spaces. 1, 2. No, that doesn't quite work. Oh, maybe if I put the shadow here, then I can summon a second shadow. Yeah, this is a good plan actually. And then I'll spend, using this card, place 1 shadow in range 2. And this is now on top of the deck. So when you gain or are dealt any damage, I can discard a shadow to ignore the damage. Then I'm going to spend a power. I can do multiple bonus actions, can't I? Yeah, you can. You just can't do the same bonus action. And then I'll spend 4 Vengeful Shadows. Each shadow deals 3 damage in range 1. 6 damage. Go Shadows. These guys are awesome. In case you're wondering why I've got all sorts of weird shit on my hands, it's because I was just doing glue, PVA glue on my diorama, and it's sleeping stuff everywhere. That's it. I'm not going to move. I can't move anyway. Oh, give me my shiny. Give me my foil. Okay, so the Regalian moves to here. Heal 2, attack +2, retreat. Heal 2 is back up to 16. What does this special do? I should look at that. Rush, deal 3 burn in range 1. Deal 3 burn in range 1. Deal 2 burn in any range to each opponent in one of those spaces. Cool. If you are an air element, deal 1 burn. No, we're not an air element. We are a shadow element. Okay, so yeah, he just heals attacks and then he retreats. So he'll retreat to there. None of these cards look very good. None of these cards look very good. So let's raise some more contrast. We'll gain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we will then... What's my story quest? He's drawn to dark places full of knowledge. It's not very helpful. Shadeclaw? All right, well... that's place 1 shadow in range 2 or attack. He can only have 2 on the board because of his max 2. So I'm actually going to place one here because this guy is about to attack us. And it'll be helpful because we can use our damage reduction from the Young Shade Claw. Stop giving me all these ones. Ooh, sunlight, trigger. Okay, so this moves across. We do this one. Cleanse all, attack, blink 3 away from the opponent. Nothing happens, but now he's in a special ability rush. He's movement 5, 1, 2, 3, so he's going to come to there. He's going to attack us for 3 burn in range 1. We cannot get away from that. That's burn, that's not damage, so that's bad. 3 burn in range 1. Deal 2 burn to any opponent in one of those spaces, none, and then retreat. What a pest! We can't stop that. I've got to remember how burn works. I think it's just at the start of your turn you take that much damage. Where'd I put the rule book, don't I? Here. Burn, baby, burn. I forgot how much I enjoyed this game. It's been a while. So I'm glad to be playing. I really want to try the roguelite mode. I wanted to complete the campaign before I started the roguelite mode, but the roguelite mode looks really good. Where is burn? Where is the burn condition written about? Surely it'll be right at the back under conditions. Conditions, 32, spot on. Burn. Burn is discarded at the end of a turn, gain 1 for each burn. Yeah. So at the end of my turn, I will take 3 damage. These go over here to the discard pile. It's now our turn. Whew, that burn is hurty hurt. So if we go, for every 4 cards in our discard pile, you may choose the same option multiple times. Deal 3 for every 3 neutral cards in your pool. These are all Shade Claw cards. So that's not any good. These are all rubbish. So let's spend a power to prepare, and let's discard this Starving Bolt. Push. Nice. So now we'll succumb to darkness. That'll get us 3 power. 1, 2, 3. Plus 3 power because of the ability. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. And then we'll spend 1 Gloom Manipulate. 1, 2, 1. And then we'll spend 4 to do 3 damage at range 1 twice. So 16 goes down to 10. At the end of our turn, we're going to take 3 damage from the burn. And then one of those burn tokens is discarded. So we've now got 2. We're down to 12. This moves up, this moves up. Oh yeah, yes, it's a lightning strike. Oh my god, that is so good. Lightning strike. Foil, electricity. That looks unreal. Okay, this idiot's turn. What's he doing? Rush in line. For each space moved, Regalian has +2 damage. Okay, so we do need to spend 1 to move. So we'll move to there. Because then all he can go is go 1, 2, 3. Yep. Yep, and that's him done. So that one flips across. Our turn. If we lightning strike now, we just deal 6 damage to him. Now we'll just do this. We'll succumb to darkness. That's going to get us our 6 power back. Slide this across, slide this across, slide this across, slide this across. Oh my god, Shadow Puppet, that looks sick. We'll move these two. 1, 2. That costs us 1 from Gloom Manipulation, and then we'll spend 4 to just deal 6 more damage. He's down to 4. But that's probably going to be all she wrote. So I might spend a power to move now, because this guy's going to move 5 in a straight line. Let's just move next to him. We're going to take 2 damage from the burn. We're down to 10. And now this guy goes with this card, which is Rush in Line, Attack, Pierce 2. So he's going to attack us for Pierce 2, which doesn't do anything, but it's a 2 attack, so we're down to 8. And then we just Lightning Bolt him in the face, deal 6 power to an opponent in that space. Oh, that is so devastating. Lightning Bolt. Awesome. Oh, we were supposed to try taming him. Weaken. Regalian has 12 health left, yes. So before we go too crazy here, can we do this taming thing? So we did that one. Use 3 bonus actions in a turn. We did that. What are these stones? Oh, I needed to do this setup. Place a stone in each of this and this. And this. Oh. You need to deal at least 1 damage to Regalian when there are no stones in the arena. Well, I suppose we could still try and go for that. Because we can do damage to the stones. No, that's fine. We'll just kill him. We'll just kill him. We won't tame him. We'll just take the win. Forgotten a lot of stuff in this game, evidently. So that's good to know. All right. So we go to this. All right. So we won. So we go to script F21.
The heavily wounded Regalian explodes with an aura of flame. The nearby dwarf pines catch fire, and the creature turns back and speeds away. You stomp around to put the fire out, but fortunately it is snowing, and the fire has no chance to spread. When you look up, the creature is already beyond your reach. What catches your attention, though, is a glimpse of silver on the ground. It seems the hooves of the Mystling have unearthed a few buried rings.
Cool, so we add the Regalian tier card to random combats. So that is here. So I don't recall where I put my random combat ones. I've definitely put them somewhere, but we'll find the Regalian card. I reckon it's there, yeah. Where is it? Look at how many cool guys there are. This is sick. I forgot how much I like this game. Look at that guy. Glorexus, he's like a Blastoise. Iceling. There he is, Regalian. Nice. I think they're in this pile here. They are indeed. So these are all of our people we can fight. Excellent. All right, go to script F19. Clear the arena.
You make your way up the slope, which evens out as you emerge in the middle of a mountain pass. The unforgiving winter landscape is here and there disturbed by a tongue of burning lava. You are sure that it shouldn't look like this. The fire element is too strong in this area. making you shiver. There is a hollow in front of you and a frozen lake in it. Up ahead, you spot a tiny tent and the thin trail of a campfire. There are weird spiky stones all around you, and childlike, angular fey prints among them. The footprints lead to a monstrous gate and vanish there. Probably the next obstacle you must overcome. You ask Alvin to stay back and do nothing unless asked to. The boy nods his head, but you don't believe he will obey. You can only hope that he will actually learn something useful, because risking anyone's life for no reason is unacceptable. His Gaia-Don, on the other hand, no doubt will be a trustworthy ally.
Alright, open map 13, place secret 34 in the event slot. Map 13. That is a decent number away. Where is that? 13. Ooh-wee. That is very cool. Map 13. Place secret 34 in the slot. That'll just be a timer, as always. So move that up a bit, Dano. There we go, secret 34. Pop it off to the side so we can see it. And then set the time tracker, which is this 1, 2, 3, and begin the exploration. All right, it's been a day, but we shall continue and begin exploration. All right, so I don't really have any idea what we're doing here, but my first port of call has always been to look for secret numbers on this stuff, and I can't really see any secret numbers. I can see some runic script there, but I can't. That's cool, by the way. That is super cool. That's definitely got some script there. I can't really see any numbers. Some spiky things coming out of the ground. That looks like a monster to fight. There's a campfire. Let's go have a look at the door. The door looks most interesting.
The gate is locked. You push the wings a few times and yank them backward, but they won't even budge. Your Mystlings are eager to help, but their efforts are also in vain. The snow has been shoveled aside, though, which means that the gate has recently been opened. If so, how does it work? What do you have to do to... Suddenly, you notice a hollow spot with 4 symbols representing elements. They look movable.
So no clues there. Let's go to this spiky thing and see what we get there.
The stone bristles with spikes. You hold your hand over it, and you feel it radiates heat. No wonder the snow and ice have melted all around it. You kneel at the stone and eye it cautiously, doing your best not to touch it. Soon enough, you have a feeling that the stone is not entirely motionless. Its surface seems to be rising and falling as if the stone was breathing. Could it be a Mystling? A hibernating chrysomalin, for instance? If this is the case, the creature should be left alone. Disrupting its yearly cycle is never a good idea, and you really don't want it to rage in the vicinity of dormant volcanoes.
Okay, so it occurs to me that if I was a little more logical here, I could have looked at the fact that there's script here and script here, which probably indicates some answers will be found here. So we're going to go to F2.
There is a ledge above the door with a line of intriguing yet indiscernible symbols. They pique your curiosity.
All right, we have a test. So we do not have a fire mistling, which sucks. So what we do have though is some items. So at the end of the test, for each eyeball, each mistling gains 1 damage. Well, that sucks. If you have the Eager Tamer status part 3, once per test you may discard the card you drew. Alvin keeps you safe. Thanks, Alvin, my bro. Alright, so we want to get to 6 or 7. That's a 1 with no eyeball. That's a 2 with no eyeball, so come on. That's a 2 with an eyeball, so we're at 5. Do we want to discard that or not? If we discard that and then draw a 3, we make it? No. Alright, so we're at 5. 8 is bad. Alright, we'll flip one more. A 1. That's a 6. So we can spend that. Oh, we need to continue the exploration. Oh no, we need this to be a 1. Man. Alright, let's use our auguring bracelet. We'll look at the top 4 item cards and place them back in any order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, man. Okay, so we can do it. We can do it. We just do this, and we use our Alvin ability to discard that, and then we flip that, and we've made it to 7. So the climb is easier than expected. Go to F40, but we had to use our item.
There are symbols of water and earth engraved on the wall, separated by a deep, jagged crevice, probably made intentionally.
I was going to bring Furple. If you have the Furple quest card available and you have Furple with you, we do not. Man, I wish I brought Furple. So annoying. Alright, let's go have a look at this mountain top, I guess.
You approach the ruined tower to inspect the remains with interest. You do not need any builder's experience to recognize the resemblance to the ruins you saw north of Kayberg. One of the stones has recently been unearthed. As you bend over it, you notice the symbol of water engraved upon the surface. The symbol is connected to another one, unfortunately blurred. You cautiously make your way upon the ice, when a hollow crack resounds. A crevice appears nearby, then another one shoots out of it. There is no doubt that the ice is breaking up. You flee toward the bank and reach it at the last possible moment.
I'm always confused by the wording of these. If slot 5 is empty, it is. Go to script F26. Is the requirement met? Yes, it is met because it is empty. So
You cautiously make your
we gain a damage. Oh, other way, don't know. And ice gives way. We gain 2 additional damage. Our little shade claw is down to 3. Locked scripts F4, F6, and F8. Well, that sucks. Alright, I guess we're going to F7.
There is a faded drawing of a giant wave on the wall, and a small symbol of the element of light beneath it.
Okay, that's not really enough information, is it? So F4, F6 and F8 are all locked. F7, F5 is the only one we haven't been to. Let's go back to F1 and see if we can try entering the... Try to open the gate. Go to script F10. Let's do it.
It seems that those symbols need to be arranged in the correct manner. There is no doubt that the makers of the system have somehow prevented it from multiple attempts to try one's luck, so you had better figure out a way to do it right.
We have a water. We have an earth. We have a brightness. And we have a water. Alright, well, this had to be on top of the wave or underneath the wave. So we'll go this and hope for the best. Oh, you can't see that, I realise. So how about I take you to that? There we go. Let's see if that's right, shall we? If a water is in slot 1, go to script F59. Continue. Gain 1 fatigue. Alright, well, water's in top. We have 1 fatigue. Well, I'm not taking my shadow guy in, so that's fine. Let's go read F7 again. I feel like I must have missed a time tracker there. A giant wave on the wall and a small symbol of the element of light beneath it. So we're going to have to do that. So let's go read the only one I haven't done, which is F5.
You approach the bank of the lake to realize that the ice cover is brittle. You're not so sure if it's solid enough to step on.
Alright, it's not looking good, but if we assume that, we know that, so let's try that. Alright, we have a water. Yes. Brightness. Oh, there we did it. How good is that?
The door begins to tremble, and soon the tremors spread. The entire mountain begins to vibrate. The gate opens and the symbols of elements move again to create a random combination. As you cross the threshold, a mighty rock tumbles down to crush you. You and the Mystlings jump away in time, but it really was a narrow escape. The rock rolls over and morphs into a chrysomalon. The creature seems confused, but the discovery of your presence makes it angry. You, unfortunately, are the nearest and easiest target.
It's time to fight. Alright. Ooh, cool. So because of this, we can swap the position of 2 action cards in our slots. That's quite useful. But we're going to have to learn how to play with the Elkthorn again, because I have not played with the Elkthorn for a while. Alright, Arena Card 7, Map 1. Get amongst it. We've only got 2 items left. We have not got a lot of items really. Need to fix that. Okay, so we're going to take the Elkthorn into combat. He's got 28 health. We've got 2 items there which we can use in combat, which is great. We've got Secret 34 and Arena Card 7. I'll set it up. Alright, we've set it up. So here's the Chrysomalin. So he has got a taming condition of 5 or less health. Should be doable. And then end your turn within range 1 of a Chrysomalin while having at least 4 burn. 4 burn's not my favourite thing. To do that, we need to use this place of volcano. So there's volcanoes on the map. When an enemy ends its move within range 1 of a volcano, nothing happens. When you end your move within range 1, gain a burn. So if we want to capture this guy, we will need to plan some burning. When you end your move, so we could potentially move twice and get 2 burn within range 1 of a Chrysomalin. Alright, let's have a look at what we got. Now remember, we can change the position of 2 of these, should we wish to. There's no value in doing that. That stomp is awesome. Deal 3 and silence to each opponent in range 2. This guy's got 3 armor. What the heck? Alright, so +1 range would be very helpful. We're attack 4, I suppose. He's only movement 1. If an opponent moves through a space with lava, they gain a burn. Rush. Deal 3 burn. He's allowed to put 5 of those on the board. Rush. Attack 10? Oh my god. Blink to a space with lava. My goodness, he's going to deal burn like a crazy guy. Alright, well we need to use the sparkly damage to get him, not the normal attack. Desperate attack, you may gain +1 to attack +2. Rage doesn't really help us. Stomp gives us a +2 attack, or we can gain this reach. I'll just slide this up a smidge so you can see these. Yeah, so reach would be really good. And it's good to get that out early. It's going to gain us 3 power, so we can move out of his attack range if we do that, which would be good. Our movement is 2, so we can move 1 to here, and then we'd end within range 1 of these things. Not good. Okay, I think that's our plan. So we're not going to swap anything over. So we'll do this one first to gain us 3 power in total, and we gain reach, and our attacks are increased range, but we're going to spend one of our thing to just move 1 space to here, and that is the end of our turn. This moves here, this moves here. Okay, splintering armor, that's a powerful card. Alright, so this guy goes, so he's going to move this down 1. Rush, if the space has no lava, place a lava, deal 3 burn in range 2. Okay, so I need to be further away. So he's going to move 1 space to here. He's going to place a burn here. I unfortunately gain a burn because of that lava. And he's done. He doesn't get us, so that's flipped. This guy is absolutely punishing. Actually, if we do that, we're better place. Okay. So we just lose a point of health, I think, at the end of our turn. and that burn goes away because it's at the end of your turn. So we're going to do this one, which is Stomp, deal 3 damage, and Silence. Reduce it by his armor instead. But we're gaining 3 power. 1, 2, 3. And we have not moved, so we will stay there and not suffer any penalty. We're attack range of 2. Weak could be useful, Deno. He's going to rush and then attack at 5. So we're okay to stay right where we are. Yep. So we'll stay where we are. That'll be our turn. Stomp. This guy's got a silence on him, but it's not going to matter because he discards it at the end of his turn. So his turn. This moves across. He moves 1 space. This goes here. And attack +5. He's out of range. That's an attack 10. We cannot let him ever get that off. He's doing that again though. Weak Deno. Is weak you just do an attack 1? I forget. I hope it is. I feel like it is. Weak attacks are reduced to 1 and it cannot be increased by attack modifiers. So he would do 0 damage to us if we weaken him. Alright, we're going to do a desperate attack. We're going to suffer a damage to go down to 26. So this is going to be an attack +2. It's also +2 from our Stomp. So we're going to be a total attack of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8 minus 3. This guy has 25 health, so he is down to 19. No, he's down to 20. Basic maths, one of my strong suits. All right, now we got 3 stuff out of that. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to spend one of those to move back to here. And that will get us out of range of the next attack. So this goes here, this goes here. He moves 1 space, he places another one of these, and then rush, attack +5. He cannot do anything about it. So his next one is a deal 3 burn in range 2. What can I do about that? Barkskin. If you have rage, +2 attack, otherwise +2 armor. So I think we might spend... Yeah, we probably want to keep that weak for next turn. What's his special? Discard all lava. Deal 1 burn in range 4. I can't run away. I'm not quick enough. But where I am, I can attack. And so I think I'll just do this. Splintering armor, it gets me 2 power. We're going to attack. A normal attack. I can also gain rage. So yeah, I'll gain rage. So we are enraged. And we're attacking. It's just a normal attack. We're attack 4. And what we'll do is we'll spend 1 to discard this one, so that that's at the top of our thing. So we're going to be in attack 6. So it's going to do 1, 2, 3. So we're going to copper pizzling now. He's not a water guy, so we don't get to attack again. This is going to go to here. This is going to go to here. Do we want to move? No, we'll be fine. Rampage! That's a good card for us to get. Attack +2, attack +2. Okay, so we didn't have silence, that went away. So this is going to move to here. This is going to go here. So he's going to trigger dash, has no lava, add a lava. There's a lava. Deal 3 burn in range 2. So we got 1, 2, 3 burn. That's delightful. Then he is going to trigger his special ability, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, discard all lava, and deal 1 burn in range 4 for each lava removed this way. I think the maximum burn you can have is 5. And I hope that's the case, because if that's not the case, we're in trouble. Burn. I really need a cleanse at this point. Burn. Max 5. Oh, before burn is discarded at the end of a turn. Great stuff, Deno. Great stuff. So he's doing that burn 3 again, so that's okay. All right, let's do the big swinger. So we're going to discard this stomp, bang, cost of 1. Then we're going to trigger rampage, which is going to gain us 2. Rampage, if you have rage, which we do, attack +2, attack +2, and discard rage. So our attack +2 is 6, 8 because of this. So we are doing 8 attack twice, which is 10 because he's got 3 armor. We are 1 short. We're at 7. We're 1 short of the chip the armor away situation. So rampage triggers. That's done. This goes here. This goes here. Do we want to move? I don't think we do. So we now suffer 5 damage. So we're down to 21. And one of these is discarded. Great. So that's gore. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to do it. Yep, we're going to be able to do it. So he does his... Oh, these all go away. And they're in the discard pile. This one triggers. He places a lava. He doesn't need to move. So he just deals 3 burn in range 2. So we just get our 1 burn back. And we just need to do 1 damage to him now. 2 damage. Unfortunately, these cards do not let us do that. This is deal 7 in range 1 and discard rage. And that 7 will kill him. I'd really like to tame this guy because I missed out the last guy. We can't let him attack us again though, Deno, because he just straight up kills us. Alright, well let's just gore him, I guess. We'll just gore. If you have rage, we spend 4 to gain rage. Deal 7 in range 1 and discard rage. Ooh, 7 damage with no protection. The Chrysomalin is defeated. Would have been nice to tame him. Would have been nice. But I think what's better is winning the battle and not getting burned to death. That's probably better. I think. Okay, so we won. So we go to script F38.
You manage to drive the Mystling away. The beaten creature creeps away, leaving a trail of melted snow.
Okay, so I'm going to go back there. If you don't have the eager, no, we do have it. So if you don't have the eager tamer part 2, go to scripts. Okay, so that's fine.
You hope that the fighting time is over, but then you hear someone screaming at the top of their lungs. It is Alvin, chased by a chrysomalin he accidentally stepped on. You help the boy drive the creature away, but another fight back to back is exhausting. You finally look around. Surprised, you discover that there exists an entire world in the depths of the mountain, entirely separated from the outside. You see lava ponds and a blue sky above. The air is warm, almost too hot for comfort. Lots of flying animals and Mystlings have chosen this area to settle down, some of which are entirely new to you. There are also buildings here, tall, enchanting, and intricate. Their architecture slightly resembles both the ruins and the collapsed tower, but they are adorned with different ornaments. There are still a few angular fey footprints to be found, and all of them lead to the tower to your right. All of a sudden, you are alarmed by a flock of chrysomalins, presumably woken by your fight with one of their kin. They are squeezing through the gate, blocking it off completely. They are moving slowly but resolutely. You are not their target, however. They seem to be focused on something else. Anyway, when you find out why Faye came here in the first place, it would be a good idea to find an alternative way out of this place. The gate is completely blocked by swarming Mystlings.
Open map 14. Yes. It's time for another map. Whoa, map 14 looks sick. That looks absolutely awesome. Oh, secret numbers. Don't know any secret numbers. There's a little face down there. More of those scripts. Where's me Furple at? Oh man, I gotta bring me Furple. Place secret 35. Here is secret 35. And place the time tracker to 2. Begin the exploration. Oh, we need to lock some scripts. I forget how we lock scripts. F44 and F48. Is that where we came in? Alright, well, I really like this game. I really like it. It's really good. There's enough meatiness in the fights, but it's not overwhelming. I think I've said to my sister, I have a sister, lovely lady, she has 3 children. They love board games. I'd really like to play this with my niece or nephews. I think they'd really like it. It does feel like it's a good fit for them. There's those chrysomalins. Where are we? There's our exit up there. Looks like there's some water in the middle here. So let's go have a look at F58.
There are a few smaller buildings erected in the network of paths. They look residential, but their true purpose is difficult to guess. There is also an altar with a few melted candles, which looks like it was built quite recently.
Let's explore the building.
The paintings found in one of the houses focus on the contrast between light and darkness, but in almost all of them, light seems to prevail. In the last picture, however, there is a person holding an item which appears to devour light. It is also the only painting where the balance between light and dark is exact. In another house, there is another intriguing picture, albeit a rather hastily sketched one. It presents a host of winged characters fighting dark monsters emerging from a portal. The winged warriors are supported by a gigantic dragon.
We gained the Dark History status. That is our first of the Dark History statuses. There is no fire in slot 3. Let's go to 67.
Up ahead, you notice a hole in the wall which may be the passage to the outside world. The way up, however, may be a bit of a challenge. It is time to make up your mind whether it is the right time for the climb. You approach an intriguing tower surrounded by a few short, squat buildings. All of them are abandoned, and the way into the tower is barred by a solid-looking gate. There is a myriad of footprints in front of the tower, all of them belonging to the Fae. Some lead behind the tower. Maybe they are worth following? The Fae started a fire in front of the entrance, but it has already died down, leaving only a few charred logs. You can find leftovers of weird medicine, which means the Fae have been tending to their Mystlings here.
Well, I'd like to take the charred log, but I'd also very much like to heal the Mystlings, but I don't know if we're going to fight again, but my Shade Claw's at 3 health. So maybe we take the charred log. I really want to heal the Mystlings though. Ah well, we'll take the log. Yes. If you don't have a fire Mystling, we don't. We gain a damage. Our Elkthorn will take that damage. Then choose again. Heal your Mystlings. Time tracker. Heal 4. Flip this over. Chrysomelons are ceaselessly swarming the ruins. Go to script 50. Alright, heal 4. I think that means we get to heal both 4, which is what I'm going to do. I feel like it's unlikely I'm going to use my Shade Claw in a fight, but you never know. F50.
The Chrysomelons have reached the buildings in the immediate vicinity of the gate and have swarmed over them. A group has also taken over the neighboring tower. Some have stopped there, but most move on.
They are acting strange, the Chrysomelons, but let's go climb inside the tower.
You approach an intriguing tower surrounded by a few The door is opened with a similar mechanism that opens the gate to the underground town. You see pictures and symbols, all of which you remember from frescoes and ornamentation seen all over the town. All you need to do is rearrange them. Focus and use your knowledge to do it right.
It's a test. Okay, so we can ignore one of the eyeballs because we have a dark history, and we can discard a card. And if we have understanding part 6, do we have understand? We don't. We have understanding part 5. All right. That's an eyeball, so we can ignore that first of all. Next one, that's an eyeball. We have to discard that with Alvin. That's double eyeballs. So the test ends immediately. 8. Time. Continue the exploration. Well, that sucks. All right, well, let's go have a look at F60, I suppose.
The stairs lead up to the rock hollow, its rough walls marred with black scorches. You spot a few machines made of metal and glass there. All of them are smashed or destroyed, but the niche is a sturdy, dry, and rather cozy place, if you manage to put up with the smell of burning. There are many torch holders on the walls. Your attention is drawn to a quickly done sketch in the soot, showing a group of winged characters standing with their backs to a portal and repelling a terrifying dragon.
I don't know why we did that, but we did something. It's great. This reminds me of playing games like Illusion of Time, where you just go touching things and push stuff until something happened.
The tall building close to the edge of the precipice appears to be an archive. All the paper books and scrolls have survived thanks to the air here, which is miraculously dry and warm. Trying to understand the phenomenon, you touch the walls and realize that some are searing, as if they were magma veins near the surface. You also spot a vague engraving on the door, close to a torch holder. You are unable to understand the written part, so you focus on the pictures, and you soon spot a few noteworthy facts. There is a circle superimposed on a hexagon. 5 of its angles are taken by the symbols of the elements, but one is empty. There is also a window with a dark world behind it, illuminated only by a moon and stars. A person is trying to open the window.
All right, we have Dark History Part 3, but we've triggered this again, so we have to do 50. So we know that okay. So I feel like we have to try this tower again. So let's go 64. We suffer a damage.
You approach an intruder.
It's a script.
The door is opened with a similar...
Alright. We start with a 1. Let's discard that because that's an awful start. 1, 2, we can ignore that. 3, 4, 5, 6, we can ignore that. 7, we can't do that. Lose another time, continue again. I feel like we just try again. I don't think there's any reason not to. So, we'll discard that with Alvin's thing. Come on, man. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can go to script to F69. If we get a 10, we just go, what is the chances of us getting a 1? We can discard it if Alvin with Alvin. Cheers. Oh, 10. Gain an item. We will gain this item. A bottle of magic. And we go to script F69.
You enter the tower and notice that the interior is well preserved and the air pleasantly dry, probably owing to a few iridescent multicolored stones. There is a stone table in the middle of the chamber with an engraved map and some wooden tokens placed all over it. You look at the map and frown, because the outline of lands is entirely different from the one you know. However, you easily find the location of your ruins on the map, as they are marked with the symbol of fire. The ruins near Keiberg are marked with the symbol of earth. You spot the sign of wind to the north and the sign of water where a desert is and a sea should be. That place is probably the next destination of the Fae, although you have no idea why they would be headed there. You decide to venture there as well and find the answer to the dilemma. Among things you find in the chamber, there is also a draft of a tower. The notes describing it are written in a language you cannot understand, but you take the document anyway. Well, the tower must be your next destination. You are getting tired of chasing after the Fae, but you have a feeling that you will get your answers there.
We've gained the eluding tower status. So now, there was somewhere if we had the eluding tower status. F60? I think we've done everywhere, so let's go to F67.
Up. As you climb up, you come across a ledge. You stop there to rest, but then you realize that you are not alone.
Add a corruption card to this combat. Cool. Alright, so it's a random test, and we add a random combat, and we add a young Aluka. I'm not sure if I have the young Aluka added to this combat yet. Added to it. There's a big Aluka. We finish with a random combat against a young Aluka. No, it's not. There it is. It's against a random person. So let's do it. We're definitely taking the Elkthorn. He's got the most health. We face against a young Gyadon. Earth versus Earth. Let's do it. Alright, I'll set that up. I think, and I'm not 100% sure, I already tamed a young Gyadon, so maybe I don't face him. I'm going to take that out just in case. I didn't tame a Regalian, so we shall actually face off against a Regalian anyway, which is good because it gives me another chance to tame a Regalian. We're on map 3, and we're arena card 23. Yeah, I'm not sure. I may be wrong with that, but yeah. Rocky Mesa, and I've got his cards here already. So 135, 136, and 137 to try and tame him. That's good. And I'm pretty sure he's got 1, 2, 1, 1, and then he's got 2 squares. 1, 2. So we've done 3 fights in this one. I like that. I think 3 fights is the right number. Feels good. Let's see if we can tame this guy this time. We didn't tame him last time, so we need to weaken him. My guy goes here. The Regalian goes up here, fully painted. I love it. I love it when they're fully painted. And we just need our Elkthorn deck. So, Regalian has 12 or health less. Then we use 3 bonus actions in 1 turn. Dash, prepare, enrage, I guess. Then deal at least 1 damage when there are no stones in the arena. Oh, I really would like to... I would love to use my thing. Barkskin's good. Blind Fury. If you have rage, attack +2, attack +2. That's a lot of Elkthorn cards. Not a great start, actually. But we might be able to discard one of these Barkthorns to get a thing. So he's in a triangle, which is heal 2, attack +2, retreat. Okay, and we need to put out a stone in each of these spaces. So this is a stone, this is a stone, and this is a stone. So we need to try and smash those. And this guy was on 3, I'm pretty sure, for his special ability. He's got 20 health. Cool. No armor. Special ability. Yep. All right, let's rampage, which is a waste of rampage, but it gets us 3 fury power, and then we're going to discard a power to give us +2 armor. Don't think we need to do that, but we have rage now, which means our other cards are more value, including this Barkskin. Stomp, not bad. Deliberate Strike, that's a good one. Now the question is, we don't want to move. So this guy's first card is heal 2, does nothing. Attack +2, does nothing. Retreat, 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes to there. Pretty good. Let's just go with Barkskin. What's he doing? Square. Cleanse all, attack, blink 3 away from the opponent. If we go Barkskin, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power. That feels like a very worthwhile investment. Yeah, let's go 5 power, and we'll just take 4 of it. We'll spend the other one to move 1, 2, because I want to kill these rocks. 1, 2. And that'll do. So the Regalian, he moves with a square, cleanse, black, blink 3 away from the opponent. So I think that means he moves to here. So we will attack, and we hit it with at least 3 damage in a single turn. So that discards that stone and gets us 3 power. But we'll just take 2 because I think we're going to move. He's doing a rush in line. Yep, so we'll move to there. His turn, he does this. He rushes in a line for each space moved. That's the best he can do. And then deal burn at range 1. There is no burn to be had. And then deal 2 burn at any range for each opponent in one of those spaces. We are not. And then retreat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fine by us. Splintering armor, Vine Tempest, any range in line. Can't get there. So we'll just spend that to move. 1, 2, or 1, 2 rather. And then we will use this deliberate strike. No, we use stomp. We get 3. 1, 2, 3, and we'll smash that with a stomp. And that gives us +2 attack on our next attack. Desperate attack. Triangle, heal 2, attack 2, retreat. He'll move to there. So we haven't put a dent on him yet. And he's going to do his rush in line. That's fine. Let's do this. We'll move to here. And then we'll use Vine Tempest, which deals 3 damage to him. So he goes down to 17. And it also weakens him. And then we gain 2 back. So he is weak. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're also going to spend a power to discard Desperate Attack. So we should still have 10. Reach. Rampage. Perfect. We can rampage and deliberate strike if we wish. Okay, so this guy goes here. Oh, and he's weak, so he's just doing attack 1 now. So he rushes us, attack 1, he pierces 2, so he's going to get through our 0 armor. He's just going to do 1 damage because we weakened him. Good timing for a week. Alright. Let's do this. He's going to cleanse all attack, blink 3 away from the opponent. Our attacks have +1 range, so let's do this. We'll move and we'll discard Splintering Armor. 1, 2. So we'll move to here and we'll put up our reach, which gains us 2 back. And then we'll spend 8 to trigger Restlessness, which we don't have Rage because we haven't given it away yet, have we? Okay, we need to do it this way then. We'll discard that, which costs us 1, and then we will trigger Rampage, which is attack +2, and discard Rage. So attack +2 is a total of 6, and 6, which is 12. So this guy's gone very quickly down to 8. So we've triggered the first condition. He has 12 health or less. Then we're going to go and spend 8 power, leaving us with 2, to trigger, and we will trigger our range bonus 1, which goes there. So we don't gain the power benefit. And then we've done a move, and now we'll spend a 1 to move. So we'll move 1, 2, and we've discarded, so we've now triggered this. Actually, let's go there. So we've triggered the second taming condition. Use 3 bonus actions in a turn. He's going to cleanse all, and then he's going to attack, and then he's going to blink 3 spaces away from us. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to rush, deal 3 burn in range 1, so he hits us there. 3 burns, not ideal. 3 burn in range 1, and then he's going to retreat. Okay. So he's got 8 health left. And his next action is going to be to rush in line. Alright, I think what we do is the following. We expend our bottle of magic. We discard this to move. 1, 2, 3. We trigger a deliberate strike, which is an attack. An attack again if you have at least 8 cards in your discard pile. We have 8. The first attack goes on the stone, gets us 3. The second attack goes on the regalian, and we have dealt at least 1 damage to it when there are no stones in the arena, which takes it down to 4 health. And then regalian has 6 health left, which means we have triggered the last 2 taming conditions, and we've tamed him! Come on! So I think we do go to script 200 of your current scenario, I think.
The fight on the slope is finally over, and you can move on. You soak up the sight from the mountain top. The frozen lake shimmers in the rays of the setting sun. Somewhere in the northwest, hidden from your sight by low clouds, is Kayberg. The sky above your head is glimmering with stars, and the 2 moons rise slowly, arm in arm. You take a deep breath and think of the journey that awaits you. You must head east, seeking a tower somewhere in a desert. You hope this is the last place you must visit in order to uncover the secrets of the Fae and their true purpose. You call your tired Mystlings and pet their heads. They warble, enjoying the attention. You sigh again and begin a long descent.
Alright. Gain World Map Card 8, Unexplored Side Up. Where's me World Map cards? Yeah, I unfortunately had a little break from this game, just by virtue of moving, and I got right into Ashes Reborn. That looks sick, and I really enjoyed the snappy nature of thing. If you don't have the return to Kayberg status, I don't think I do.
Your recent experiences in the mountains have taken a toll on you, so you decide to return to Kayberg. You will soon embark on yet another journey, so now it is high time you saw to a few things and get some rest while you still can. You fear that another aggressive Mystling would attack you during the journey, but it is surprisingly peaceful. For a moment you allow yourself to believe that the influence of the eclipse has diminished and the Mystlings are at peace once again. But then you finally arrive back in Keerberg. The news of your return spread like wildfire, and you notice that the city is bustling with anxiety. "Hello, Tamer," a familiar voice says. You turn to see Mildred, who is obviously happy to see you. "You will be relieved to know that the situation around the town is under control," she informs you. "However, the further you go, the bigger the chances are you meet a restless or even a violent Mystling." You try to follow her, but suddenly you get overwhelmed with a flood of strong emotions that tells you to head east. What's disturbing? Those are not your emotions. They have been invading you from time to time since the death of the dragon. As you manage to focus, you realize there is another tamer close to you. "I've never seen anything like that before," he says. You blink in confusion, and the tamer hastens to repeat, I'm talking about Mystlings. Quite strange ones, never seen anything like them before, I tell you. Aligned with the element of darkness, all of them. The elements, by the way, are acting all weird too. Something is deeply wrong with nature." You follow the crowds heading for the town hall. You mean to ask the guards if they need more support from you tamers, but you have a hard time trying to reach them. A lot of people stop you to shake hands and thank you for the help with the crisis. "You are our hero," says the baker, beaming. "We'll never forget what you did for us after the earthquake," admits the engineer. "Rumour has it that you travel on to fight chaos and protect people like us." The cooper pats you on the shoulder. "Keep up the good work, and may luck be on your side." There are many rumours circulating in the crowd, but you manage to pick up the gist. The Duchess left no heir, so a messenger was sent to inform the capital about the vacancy. Unfortunately, the messenger hasn't come back yet, and nobody knows what to think about it. The delay may have been caused by some political clashes in the capital, or the rider might have simply got ambushed. These are troubled times. You elbow your way to the crowd. You elbow your way through the crowd toward Olin and Slade, who are discussing a matter vividly. Both of them welcome your arrival, obviously in need of a neutral opinion. "Well, it's all about the,
That was funny. I think that was obviously a thing that should have been edited out, but did not get edited out. I'm friends with the Fae. I love Shadeclaw, so we're going to let them. We're going to be friends with them.
The Fae, finally released from custody, stands before the town hall to speak up. His words are heavily accented, but easier to understand than Skuld's. "My name is Uller, and I come from the dark reality on the other side of the portals. I am a Fae, and you all think that I am a stranger, but in fact many centuries ago, our peoples lived together and worked hand in hand. Our entire race, or so we believe, was exiled by the Dragon Guardians into the dark. But now we mean to come back. We do not wish to fight or conquer. We are not a threat. I am only here to announce our peaceful arrival, which is to happen soon. How can you believe such lies? Olin sputters, but people listen intently, and many discuss the Fae's revelations. Quite a few frown, though. Such accusations against the dragons are hard to bear. The Fae goes through the crowd and walks toward the town gate, escorted by the guards.
Alright, so I feel like we have to decide now. So if you have the Helpful Ranger Part 1 status, we do not. If you have the Storyteller Part 1 status, we do not. If you have the Tamer's Morale status, we do not. If you have the Liar status, we do not. Support Slate. If you have the Future of Kaerberg status, I should probably show this off. We do not have Part 2. Alright, so we need to get a 10 to 13. I'm going to shuffle this up. At the end of the test, if you have at least 2, add 10 to the result. Perform the test. I think we'll just draw 2 cards and hope we can get 2 of those. There's a 1 and 1 of those. That's a good start. Come on, Deno. Okay, but we have one of those, so we can discard that to draw another card. Ah. We fail.
Olin is elected. The meeting was chaotic and exhausting, but you found...
Well, there's a lot of stuff that's happened there, and I sort of feel like maybe it shouldn't have happened. Like I feel like I've done something that I wasn't supposed to, and that would probably be one of my only real criticisms of this game is that the language involved in when you need to click ahead, it just like there's no consistency. It says if you don't have this status, proceed, or if you have this status, proceed, and then it makes you click it on or off, and it's so confusing. I'm sure if I was using the book, it would be less confusing. Like I am not a dumb guy, and I get confused by that all the time. So I'm not sure if I missed something there, but we went back to Kaerberg, and we voted in Olin as a regent to replace the Duchess. So that's great. Yeah, I'm not sure, but we get a booster, and you all know how much I love boosters. This is the best thing about this game, boosters. Anyway, I was saying I think this would be a really good game to play with my niece or nephews, and it's a nice game. All right, I feel the foil's on the bottom, so we're going to do it this way. Tasty Inferno. That seems quite good. And okay. Ooh, Luminous Infusion. That is awesome. Deal 1 chosen condition. Whenever you resolve a neutral card, gain 2. Nice. Oh, that's cool. 1 with armor. Nice. Interrupt 2 in range 2. I don't know what that does, but I'm keen to know. Oh, that's cool. You may have 3 different upgrades. Nice. Laminar flow. Search X. And the foil. It's another water one. I feel like I've got all ones of dudes I don't use. Maybe I should play the Furple. He seems like a cool guy. That is a sick card. Alright, and we get some advancement cards. I'll deal those out and we'll prepare for the next mission. And I'll look forward to catching you in the next episode. Big Deno out.